Hi everyone, just getting a little gas here for the mighty Yamaha, a little premium. Don't take just a minute to fill her up. I did about 120 miles last time I rode it, and it's should have filled up a little bit. It's kind of cold today. It's not quite in the 50s yet. Should be by the time I get through this little ride, but it's gonna have a wintry mix tomorrow, so I knew I wouldn't get out tomorrow. Lovely wife is at oh, that's enough right there. There we go. Lovely wife is on her way to San Diego as usual. Well, that's not bad. Let's see, $2.69 for premium, and I put $6.69 worth in, almost 2.5 gallons. This thing gets great mileage. This thing gets about 50. Which is fantastic, 50 miles a gallon. And maybe it's just because I'm an old man the way I ride it. And I got my receipt, so I'm good to go. Let me get the gloves on. But had some interesting happenings this weekend. We got my lovely wife and I have some real good friends we met through the Spider Riders Club. They both have spiders, and we kind of hit it off with them. We've been real nice. I was lucky enough to be home one day when one of them called and said that they were broken down, and they weren't very far from the house, so I was able to go take a trailer over there, and we loaded up the Spider and hauled it off and helped them get it fixed. And we've been kind of friends after, ever since then, really pretty close friends. Well, they've been living together for about 4 years, and maybe a little longer, and decided they finally were going to tie the knot. They're going to make it legal, and they called us and asked us if we would be kind enough to be witnesses for their wedding. We had a really nice little wedding. They had a wedding much like ours. Susan and I were married in the little gazebo here in downtown Smyrna, and we had friends and family there, and they did the same except over in Woodstock, a little gazebo near their house. And we had the nice young man who performed the ceremony, and we were there, and they had some of their neighbors were there, and had a really nice little short, sweet ceremony. Went back over to their house and had a nice meal, and everything was really wonderful. They're doing something that I could never do. He's just about ready to retire, and I think she's going to retire as well. But she's actually a native of. Let's see, I'm going to get this wrong. Let's see, where was she? Where are they going back to? I'm just drawing a blank on it. Anyway, they're getting ready to move overseas to her home country. Oh, Bulgaria. Even that's where it's. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. She's a native of Bulgaria, and she came here and became a naturalized American citizen. And he's born and raised here, and they're gonna move over to Bulgaria and retire there, and maybe come back to the United States, maybe once a year maybe. It's kind of expensive. It's a long way away, and so they'll come over and visit, and we promise we may get a chance. We'll go over and visit them ourselves at some point, we hope. But all the things they have to do is just amazing. One of the biggest things, and it's odd enough, you would think this wouldn't be a big problem, that people would have come across this before, but they have a couple of dogs they want to take with them, and it's not really a problem to get them out of the country. You can put them on a plane. There's no quarantine period when you want to leave the country with a dog from the United States. But the problem is, one of the dogs they have is a Great Dane. He stands 45 inches from the ground up to the top of his head, and regulations state that he has to be in a crate that is at least 5 inches taller than that on the inside. Well, 45 inches is the limit on a crate that you can get in most airplanes. So he's going to have to fly cargo. And that's creating all kinds of problems, because they can get him to France, or they can get him to somewhere in Germany. But once he gets there, there's no other air service that will fly him that they've been able to find to where they're going to be in Bulgaria. And they're searching for all kinds of ways to do it. They've considered renting a truck, or hiring a company to haul him, or what else. But he's basically like family, and they don't want to really just trust him to somebody else and not see them for 3 or 4 days. They just don't think it's going to be feasible to do. So they're still working on that, but that didn't put a damper on yesterday. We had like I said, we had a great time. We really enjoyed it. I did have one bad experience earlier this weekend. I haven't really done a lot of research into it, but initially I'm really ticked off about it. My lovely wife and her mom went to go get a pedicure, and it just so happens the place that we go is about 100 yards from a Krispy Kreme donut shop, and I love my Krispy Kreme, even though I shouldn't eat them at my advanced age. But I haven't had one in a long time, and I said, I want a good old custard-filled chocolate ice donut. I think that would just make my day just go so well. And I walked over there and went up to the young lady, and I looked at everything they had in front of me, and I said, where's your custard-filled donut? She says, well, we don't have custard-filled donuts. My heart sank. I cannot tell you how sad I was. I had already picked out a couple of raspberry-filled, a couple of chocolate iced, a couple of lemon donuts. Hadn't even figured out the others I was going to get, but they all depended on getting 2 custard-filled chocolate iced donuts. I still can't get over it. It's killing me. I don't know if this is all of Krispy Kreme is doing this or just the particular one I went to. I have a feeling it would be all of them, but I haven't been to another one yet. I'm kind of girding my loins, so to speak, so I can go into one and see if it really is true, because they had some excellent custard donuts. In fact, it was really the only ones I was ever going for. The others were for other people. But I just hate it when things change like this. Here I am, I've made it all these years. These donuts have always been around. They've been part of my life as a little kid. I remember my dad putting me in the car and with my sister, and we'd go over, and the hot and now sign would be on, and we'd pull up and we'd watch those donuts come off the rack. That was just such a miraculous thing to watch them do that. And now the thrill is gone, baby. If I can't get the donut I want, what's the point of living? You know what I mean? I just, if it weren't for riding, I'd just do it all in right now. Oh well. Well, on that unhappy note, on what was otherwise a really very terrific weekend, I'll say goodbye to you guys. I hope everyone is having a lovely day. I'm hoping it'll warm up just a little bit more here, but if not, well, there'll always be another day. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.